Welcome back, caregivers. I hope you're having a great day. Did you remember to de stress? Let's start with a little de stress exercise, okay? We always start with taking those deep breaths. Deep breath in and let it out. Deep breath in and let it out. Deep breath in and let it out. Great. And let's do our stretch. Let's reach our right arm up and over our left and hold it for a second or two and bring it back down. Our left arm over our right. Hold it for a second or two and bring it back down. Again, right arm over our left. Hold it. Bring it down. Our left arm over our right. Hold it for a second or two and bring it down. And if you're having a bad day today, let's give ourselves a hug, okay? Take your right arm and reach it over to your left and your left over there and just squeeze yourself. And I'm sending you a hug because I know sometimes it really gets rough, this caregiving responsibility. So I'm sending a hug your way. And I hope you're giving yourself a hug because a lot of times nobody says how much they appreciate what you do. I do, and I understand. And it's all right to give yourself a hug. Okay? Great. Today, we're going to be talking about another challenge to caregiving when you're caring for your spouse, your husband, or your wife. And today we're going to talk about that lack of support. Because you are the primary caregiver, frustration builds up. You need a break sometime. You need to get away. But sometimes, or rather most times, it's hard to get away. It's hard to find people because of their busy schedules who can come in and just relieve you if it's for nothing more than 30 minutes or an hour. You have errands to run. You might need to go to the grocery store. You might need to go shopping or want to go shopping. You might have to go take care of a bill or something. You may have a doctor's appointment even. And to find someone who can come in and care for your spouse is not always feasible because it's hard. People always have something to do, or they're not available, or they can't do it this day or that day. And when you're scheduling an appointment, with your doctor, you have to find what they have available. And so what they have available may not be a time that somebody can take you to that appointment. So lack of support really becomes critical. That's why it's important to find out what other arrangements you can make through agencies and other resources in your community. I know one of the agencies that I use a lot was our transportation department. That if my husband had an appointment, I can go with him and I can use transportation. And there are some programs that if you're 60 and older, they can take you, to your appointments. And so maybe you can find somebody who's able to come in and stay with that person while you're away. Church, try to find maybe church members. That might be a resource to help with that. And then if you don't have that resource, that might be something that you can start. You might talk with your pastor and say, hey, I have this need and there may be other members who have this need. Maybe we can just have a group that can just be available to sit, with you, your caregiving for a while you're going to the doctor or whatever, and see if you can start a group of your own. And we talked in one of our sessions about respite care, being able to schedule respite wherein somebody can come in for those few hours and relieve you while you take care of those, activities that you have to do away from caregiving. And of course, it may be that your spouse is able to stay at home while you're out, not for 5 or 6 hours, but maybe for an hour or so while you run to the store and if you're running back. And see if your neighbors, if you're friendly with any of your neighbors. And if there's some neighbors that maybe are retired and don't work, but would be willing to come in and sit with that person, try that. So I understand that lack of support, is important. And you also might want to join a, support group. And nowadays, with computers, you can probably join a support group through Zoom. Social media now is readily accessible. And so you might be able to find a group where you don't have to leave home, but you can just log on to Zoom or maybe telephone, somewhere you just dial in and be able to talk to somebody. So you have to be creative in finding support for those times when you need to be away from your spouse and be able to get out a little bit. So just check around and see what resources you can find to give you that support that you need. Okay? Thanks. And don't forget to like and share. See you next time. Caregivers, let's take a break. Bye.